Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. We've got some more Scentsy. Now, fun fact, if you're new here, you might see me covering Scentsy a lot, and that is because I was in the MLM Scentsy for about 4 years. Now, if you're not familiar with Scentsy, they are an MLM, also known as a multi-level marketing company, network marketing company, social selling company. Some would even refer to them as a pyramid scheme. And their products of focus are scented products. They utilize these products, in my opinion, of course, to pull people in to the MLM business model where they have to keep recruiting and recruiting more people to quote unquote sell the product. But really what they're doing is selling the business opportunity. Now, I do have a full deep dive as well as a very extensive playlist on Scentsy, and I will go ahead and link both of those things below in the description so that you can go ahead and give the deep dive a watch or binge the playlist, whatever you want to do after you give this video a watch, of course. Now, we're reacting to a training from a Scentsy top leader who we have not yet reacted to on my channel, and she is giving a quote-unquote leadership heart-to-heart. It's gonna be amazing, I'm sure, and we're gonna get right the fuck into it. But first, we need the disclaimer.
Hi guys. Hello. I'm going to wait just about a minute. This was not scheduled, but just kind of been on my heart for the past couple days. Well, longer, but I'm gonna wait just a couple minutes, and then we will people that watch after can go and watch from the beginning. If you're watching live, say hello. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. Can you guys hear me fine? Please let me know. Can you guys hear me? Hi, Nicole. Can you do me a favor? Can you tag at everyone in the comments, please? Oh, actually, I can do it. At everyone. Okay, you could hear me, Christina. Thank you. I'm gonna wait one more minute just to see if anybody jumps on.
Dude, seriously?
Happy day one, you guys. Hi, Jackie. Happy day one of September. Happy day one of the new harvest catalog. I mean, fall winter catalog, harvest, all the stuff happening. So exciting. If you're watching, say hello. If you're watching the replay, comment replay so I can know that you watched it. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump on in because there's some things I want to say, and I want us to just get back to work after this, or get back to whatever it is that we are doing. So y'all know when I have my heart-to-hearts with you guys, it's something that it's been kind of on my heart and what I keep my pulse on. I mean, my finger on the pulse. It's usually our group, my team, my front line.
Oh, this is a regular thing. We're having regular heart-to-hearts with people who are supposed to be their own business owners. If they were owning their own business, they wouldn't have a heart-to-heart call that they had to get on. I really cannot wait to hear what she is going to be rambling and training about.
Today it's leadership. Hi, Jasmine. Today it's leadership, and I want you guys to have an open mind, and I want you guys to have an open heart, and I want you to put your guards down. Hi, Jamie. I want you to trust that what I'm saying or I'm going to say is said out of love and true concern, and hopes that we can grow in this area. Okay. Anything that I'm going to say today is something that I practice, and I'm not the type of person to be like, do this, and I'm not going to do that. Like, so anything I suggest or anything that I bring up today is going to be something that has proven to work and is held by Scentsy standards. For the past couple months, it's really, I'm just going to jump in. The past couple months, okay, wait, let me push pause. If you do not have a sponsor that is present, if you don't have a great sponsor, if you don't have the ideal situation. Please do not bash them in this, because I will delete your comment right away. We want to be grown-ups. We want to be mature. We want to listen and comment, yes, and engage in the conversation, but not to bash your sponsor or your director or your star director or your superstar director. Don't bash me, at least to my face. No, you could bash me to my face. I appreciate that. I respect that more than behind my back. But
wow, this is interesting. I'm curious as to what she would refer to as bashing when she's talking about these Scentsy consultants supposedly bashing people in the comments or their sponsors in the comments. Would it be something like, my sponsor never helped me with this, my sponsor never trained me on this? Is that considered bashing? Or are you talking about like, my sponsor's a stupid idiot? I would agree, like that shouldn't be allowed. But if it's something that somebody is genuinely looking for help on that their sponsor isn't helping them with and they're putting it in the comments, I don't think that should necessarily be something that is deleted. It's an issue that is being brought up in essentially a meeting in a job that you're doing, and it needs to be addressed. I think, personally, that's what would happen at any other job, right? And that's what this is. It's definitely not owning your own business.
if you have any concerns as leadership and things that I'm talking about, I would love for you to put them in the comments. If they're too direct or private, you can definitely message me. I'll put my phone number here for those of you who don't have it. I try to give it out to everybody in case of emergencies. But hi, Aida. This isn't a bash your sponsor or director live. It is something that is going to pull back the covers and pull back the rug of things that have been swept under for a while and not dealt with head on, because we've been in such a busy season and because people are scared to step on toes and people are scared to offend people. Hi, Diana. But if you've been in squad goals long enough, you know that we don't tippy-toe around issues. And it's time. It's really, really time, especially in the beginning of this new season, especially in the beginning of a new incentive period, especially in where people's livelihoods, people's time is being jeopardized and being unappreciated and being taken for granted and being taken advantage of. I've received several messages over the past few months about leadership and how do I get, you know, my leaders to work. My sponsor's not messaging me back. I don't know how to do this. I was never taught. Let me just put a pin here. We are leaders. As soon as we sign up that very first person, regardless of what they do, we enter into the role of leadership. Now, what does leadership look like for Scentsy? What Scentsy requires is that we provide a learning atmosphere and an encouraging atmosphere. Okay, let me camp here for a minute. And this is where I feel like we are falling short the most as leaders.
Let me make a note here that you can sponsor somebody the minute you join. So please tell me how you are in a position to be in a leadership role and train somebody who just signed up under you to get to a point that you haven't even gotten to yet. You literally are signing up together. Just because you sponsor somebody doesn't mean you should be put into a leadership role. I've said this before in the past that not everybody is cut out for a leadership role. You can't just sign up for an MLM and think that because somebody else paid to join underneath you and you're now a sponsor, you can't think that means you're a leader. Come on. Really? Are we really believing this? Come on now.
And it starts from the top. It starts from me. I know I come in and train. I give you guys information. I try my best to be present on all things, everything, teach you guys how to fish, how to find things. But there's a breakdown. There's something missing from me to you, to your teamies, to my teamies. There's a breakdown and we have to find it. And I'll explain why it's so important that we find it. And it's not just about numbers. It's not hitting numbers. It's actually affecting people's lives. When somebody chooses to sign up under you, they're trusting you to help them along the way. Do we spoon feed? No. Do we sit at their beck and call? No. But if we're signing people up and forgetting about them and just letting them be on the page wandering in the wilderness hoping they find their way and then be like, oh, my team doesn't work, oh, my team this, my team that, well, of course not, because they haven't been trained in the basic foundations. This is where I think we're missing it. From the time they join, they are not being onboarded correctly. And I don't mean correctly my way. I mean correctly as in from the moment they join till their 70th day, we are their roadmap. We are their GPS. When you join something new, it's overwhelming. Remember when you first started? When I first started, I'm like, oh, this stuff is a lot. I almost quit a couple times because it was too much for me.
I just want to touch on the 70-day thing. That is a period of time that is called the sensational start period. There's 3 levels to that. And if a consultant reaches a level of this sensational start, they not only get a bonus of sorts, but the sponsor also gets a bonus of sorts. So that is why they're always talking about the first 70 days and get your teammates up and running and doing big things by the first 70 days because they want that bonus. It's always all about them, in my opinion, because no matter how they spin it, no matter how they say, they're just sharing the opportunity because they think it can help so many people. Essentially, they're doing it for themselves.
It's all about me.
They want the bonus. They want the pay raise. They want the incentive trips. They want all of these things. And in order to get those things, they have to sponsor. They have to put a positive spin on it to not make it sound so scammy and disgusting and gross. Again, that's just my opinion, I guess.
But thank God for Carol. Thank God for Tracy. Thank God for Kathleen. Thank God for Wendy. All of my upline was there to support me. There's too many teamies right now that do not know the basics. And I know it doesn't always fall on us. We make ourselves available. Sometimes they ghost. A lot of the times they will ghost us, right? And then they'll only come to us in the last minute. Like, for example, last night, I had some teamies message me, oh, Rihanna, how do I find what's leaving? How do I find the scents that are leaving? I don't know what scents are leaving. And I'm like, have you been on it all this month? No, this is my first time all month. I had to pause, okay? Because for me, I'm like, you have not been on in 30 days, and you're asking me right now at 10 o'clock what scents are leaving. I had to pause, and here's why. I am a leader of many. Some of you are a leader of many. Some of you are a leader of few. Some of you are a leader of one. Not everybody is our personality. Not everyone is in it for the reasons we are in it. Not everyone is committed like we are committed. But once we step into this leadership role, we become servants in the aspect of servant leadership. When our people need something, if they can't get a hold of us for days, that's bad. I can understand 24 to 48 hours, especially if it's a question that they could find on the workstation on their own. But if they are messaging us, not hearing from us, so then now they're reaching out to their director. Now they're reaching out to their star director. Now they're reaching out to their superstar director because they are lost.
It just sounds so ridiculous. Like, looking back now, the names, the titles in all of these MLMs are absolute horseshit. Star director and superstar director.
Hey, superstar.
Are we playing Pretty Pretty Princess?
Who's a pretty princess?
What are we doing? If we were in a corporate role, right? And I know they shit on corporate traditional jobs, whatever. If you were to go to a corporate level job that is making serious money and making a profit and paying their taxes and running a business in a legitimate way, do you think that they would feel confident coming up and saying, this is my star director and my superstar director, instead of saying, like, I don't know, CEO or COO? Like, what are we doing?
Some of them don't even know to call to call customer support. Some of them don't even know how to maneuver workstation. This is something that comes along with onboarding. If you are doing your part and you genuinely know that you are sitting with your people, either like this, on phone call, in person, however works, then good, keep doing that. But I can promise you, for the majority, it's not happening. It is not happening. And I know this because I have conversations with you guys. Have you been able to onboard? No, I haven't, because da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da. If you don't have time to sponsor, then don't sponsor. Let me put a pin. Christina said, my team has hit a major slump. No one's trying to work, trying to post. I've been trying to help them, but I'm coming to a loss. This past month was horrible. I don't know how else to help them. Send help, y'all. That's totally dead on right now, Christina. I have a team of about 81 frontline now, and 300 and something on my entire team without a director in between us. And I would say 10% of them work as inconsistently. Consistently, not inconsistently. We're going to talk about that this month, because we cannot force anybody to work. Not one person. Like I said, what we're in it for might not be what they're in it for. We're going to talk about that this month, and what every single solution comes to, Christina, when it comes to that, is we have to keep building. We have to keep finding new teamies, because the ones that are here that don't want to work, guess what? You can't make them work. And like you said, you've tried everything and you're at a loss. So now you rebuild your bench and you start a new fire. And then little by little, that flame will start to spark on some of your consistent, your current teamies. The rest are going to fall off.
Also, over time, you're going to run out of people to recruit onto your team. You cannot keep recruiting for the rest of time just because your team stopped working. They lost steam, whatever it was. You are going to run out of people, probably, most likely, after the first round of recruits you're able to get. And that's even if you're able to get one recruit at this point, when people are more aware of the MLM bullshit business model, in my opinion.
I had 9 frontline fall off last month.
Maybe you should take that as a sign.
Why is it that 81 of them, we'll just say, stay, and 9 of them fell off? 28 of them were active, my frontline, last month. Then I had a bunch that were not active. Why? Is it because of me? Maybe there's some things I'm not doing. But in all reality, if I'm bringing to the table training, a supportive environment, encouragement, connection, communication, and I'm doing everything I can to create a culture that these people don't want to leave and they leave anyways, guess what? I've done my part. But I really want us to sit and take a minute and really look at our leadership. Us, not our sponsor, and blame our sponsor. Well, I didn't learn that. My sponsor didn't teach me that. My sponsor doesn't listen to me. I only hear from my sponsor on the first of the month and the last of the month. I only hear from my sponsor when she wants to do a challenge, or he wants to do a challenge to hit his numbers or hit her numbers. People notice that. I get texts. Hey Rihanna, so-and-so just messaged me. I haven't heard from her in over 2 months, but I guess now we're in incentive period and she wants to earn the trip. Do you know how upset that makes me? One, because that person is coming to me to talk to me about my leadership, and I'm very the people in my team, and I'm very protective over you guys. But for 2, that they even have something to say in that regard really bothers me.
So you have tattletale consultants coming to a higher up consultant to tell on them because of the way they're running their business. They don't like the way they're running their business, so they're going to go to the higher up. And then the higher up is going to try to discipline them even though that person is their own business owner. What type of delusional is happening here? What are we doing? How do so many people not see it at this point?
Here's my thing. If you don't know how to lead, train yourself. Where are you at when we have monthly leadership trainings? Maybe you're at work and you can't watch live. Guess what? They are uploaded on my YouTube every first of the month. Every first Thursday of the month. They are here in the Leading the Squad. I added 57 leaders to this page today. okay? And it could be because you didn't know about this page. It could be because you weren't present, so you were removed. But here's what I want you to see. This is our leadership page. This is where we come and gather and brainstorm and have conversations like Christina just said, and we're able to be vulnerable, and we're able to feed off of each other, and we're able to support and encourage each other. But if you are not here and you were just saying, oh well, no big deal, they're not gonna listen, they do whatever they want, I'm tired of helping, I'm tired, then you need to really, really, really take a look at what you're doing. Grace said it may help to do in group once a month meeting to hand out monthly Scentsy and all that. Spruce it up, get them excited, and there you can explain, answer questions, work together as a group. Yes. See, the thing is, I was doing in-person meetings until my entire life was flipped upside down. My priority is not in-person meetings. My priority is my kids, to make sure that they're secure in our new adventure. But I do train once a month in squad. I do train once a month in leadership. We ask questions. We have Zoom. We talk about basic reports. We talk about the bare minimum to the puzzle pieces of leadership. Right? And like Grace said, we can all individually meet with our teams. Even if you have one person on your team, do a Zoom, have coffee with them. That's how I started. Those who have been on this journey with me since the beginning know I did coffee, I did breakfast, I did dinners, I did lunch. That was my season, and I was building. My season right now is to protect my family, to protect my kids, but at the same time, I'm still trying to build this leadership and to be present with you guys as well. And that being said, I know life is tough right now for a lot of people, including myself. And sometimes Scentsy is not our priority, and I get that. Like God, my girls, and then Scentsy comes after. But I'm not going to leave my Scentsy business, my team, off to the wayside. There was a time when all of this started unraveling in the beginning of my life, and to be transparent with you, I reached out to Gina McIlvain and I reached out to Gina Mycobi, and I said, hey, I need you guys to take over the page just for about a week. Let me get my thoughts in order. Let me get myself together. I communicated that. If you are struggling in leadership to the point where you just cannot lead, and there's going to be some times where you just need a breather to go up for air, refocus, and then come back down, communicate that with your sponsor. If your sponsor is not present, communicate that with your director. If your director is not present, communicate that with your star director. If your star director is not present, then come to me and communicate that with me so that I can help cover your team during that time.
But before that, do not bother her. Do not around, because you will find out. It's so funny to hear her say that, because obviously she's a superstar director within Scentsy. This is the highest rank you can get. It's the highest level of leadership. This means you have a team of multiple teams underneath you, most likely. And what's interesting about the individuals who reach the status of superstar consultant is that not all of them, but a lot of them think that they are now untouchable. You can no longer reach this person. You're going to have to jump through multiple hoops to even get a DM answered from this person, because now they are a fucking celebrity. Haven't you heard?
No photographs.
That is how it works within Scentsy, and within a lot of MLMs. Once they reach the highest rank, they're divas. We're not talking to them anymore. They don't talk to you. You are little people. You are the peons. You are nothing. It's the sad truth.
Wendy helped me when I was first starting to go through that, and it was really hard, and it was really hard for me to focus, but I communicated that. I didn't just leave you guys alone, because like I said, you guys have chosen your sponsors, and you trusted them whether or not they came through or not. When you signed up, you said, okay, I mean, this sounds interesting, I'm going to sign up under you. Whether or not they were present is not the issue. Like I said, we're not going to bash them here today. Yes, Selena, and you were one of the ones I reached out to, like, girl, I'm in a mess right now, just be present on the page. There's going to be those type of seasons. We cannot ghost our teams. We have, and I'm not saying you have to send them all kinds of gifts. I'm not saying you have to be present 24 hours a day, 7 days a week here on the team pages. I'm not saying you have to be at their beck and call, but we have to be communicating. Communication is one of the main expectations of leadership in Scentsy. It's noted. Communication, encouragement, and an environment to learn. Let me pin here. A lot of our leaders say, I can't train. I don't know how to train. I don't know how to do this. When is the I don't know part going to turn into I don't know, but I'm going to learn it? I'm going to sit myself down and I'm going to learn you, me, who, so that I can go and teach my teamies. I'm going to learn how to build a YouTube page so that I can put trainings on there for my team from either myself, meaning you, or my director, my superstar director, or other people that I look up to. That's how I started, you guys. I didn't have a YouTube page magically. I watched and I learned and I pitched from superstar directors that I admired and I looked up to, and I took notes, and then I started doing my own trainings and then built my own YouTube page and thought, I want to have this tool for my group.
What if you don't even know what you're supposed to be learning? That's another issue that I think is what we see happening when so many people are failing in MLMs. When you're joining an MLM and you're under the impression that you're starting your own business, I think you almost have this feeling of, I don't know what I'm supposed to be learning. Like, where do you start? What is the roadmap? What is it that I need to know? What do I not need to know?
This is complete chaos.
And the bigger problem is that the MLMs also don't know what they're supposed to be teaching, because it's just one big clusterfuck of everybody trying to be greedy and make money off of the backs of other people without having any idea of what the actual end goal is. You can't just have an end goal of keep recruiting and keep building your team, because at some point we run out of people, right?
It comes down to what you want. If you do not want to lead, that's okay. What is not okay is you keep on recruiting people and you keep on wanting to say you're a leader and this title, and you don't show up for your group. You don't show up for your team. Because where do you think they're going? Some of them are falling off. Some of them are like, oh, she went ghost. I guess this isn't really that serious. I don't want to waste my time anymore.
No, it's because these people needed to recruit other people to get to a rank, to get to a bonus or whatever. And then after they realize this isn't sustainable, they're not going to put the time and energy into other people who are also thinking they're owning their own business. And nobody is making a singular penny off of this bullshit.
Some of them, a lot of them, are finding other leaders in the squad to help them, which is fine. We are a big group to help each other. What is not fine is you going ghost and saying, oh, well, they'll figure it out. That's not a respected leader. And I say that again with love and with in prayers that you guys are hearing this with your guards down. We're in a season where people are depending on these checks to get through their holiday season. We are in a season where gas is at its highest, groceries are at its highest, people are struggling to pay their bills. They're jumping into Scentsy. They've jumped into Scentsy with hopes of, because they've seen you post, extra side cash, staying at home and working and not having to leave the house. But when they're joining, they're like, what do I do next? It's so much deeper than just putting your link out and having people sign up and then asking them to do their part without them knowing how to do their part and hoping they do their part so that you can earn incentive trip points.
Her sitting on this call telling people that it's so much more than just recruiting people and you have to train them is not helpful. Where are they supposed to be training their team? What are they supposed to be doing? What is the focus supposed to be on? Why is that not what you're talking about? Why are you telling these people that they have to train and everybody's going to fail if you don't train, but you're not giving them the steps. You're just talking at them. You're not giving them any kind of substance. And we're already halfway through this training.
I looked over the reports last night And it was really, really heartbreaking. There are so many leaders that are not even hitting their 500 PRV. So they have a team of 20, and they have people on their teams that are hitting their numbers and doing their part and working, but that person is not getting paid a single penny on 20 teamies. All that money being left on the table that can go towards your family, towards the groceries, towards the gas, towards the utilities, towards however it can help your family. And why? Because some of us have got complacent, some of us have lost interest, some of us have lost passion, some of us are frustrated and don't know how to get started again, and that's okay.
Gee, I wonder why.
If you want to step up your leadership game, it's here. It's here for the taking. There's so many trainings. I don't know how to flip a kit. I don't know how to do a fundraiser. I don't know how to do... When is the I don't know how from your leadership perspective going to change to I'm going to sit my tail down and time block 30 minutes to sit down and look how to do follow-up, to do a text party, to flip a kit, to do a Facebook party, to do a first glance party. There's too many of us that are scared, and I understand that. I am scared to do things, new things sometimes too, a lot of the times, but guess what? I still do it because then after that, I'm not scared anymore. That reminds me of the Home Alone video. I'm not scared anymore. Or I'm not afraid anymore, whatever he says. The only way to it is through it. Now, if you don't want to lead anymore, I don't know if you're watching this, if not, but I also am going to send a very simple text to every single leader in this squad later on today. And I'm going to ask them, do you still want to lead? In better words than that. But if you don't, if you do not want to be responsible to make sure that your team is being communicated with, that they feel supported and encouraged, not motivated, because motivation's bull. Do they feel communicated with? Do they feel encouraged? And do they feel a sense of support that they're getting trained in the area that they need to be trained? If you don't want to do that anymore, that's okay. Call Scentsy today and ask for a non-sponsoring, non-leadership role. What they do from there is they will pull your leadership role and they will put you back at certified. Some of you, you're already there physically because you're not getting paid a single penny on any of your people because you're not hitting your own numbers. And that's why Scentsy does what they do, to keep our business from being known as a pyramid scheme. Other companies, you can recruit, sit back and do the minimum or nothing and get paid on them. Scentsy, we don't do that.
Yeah, you don't do that. You just have to sell a minimum of 500 PRV. And if you're somebody who is very high up with a lot of team members under you, selling 500 PRV is not that hard when you can just buy the product yourself.
If you're not hitting your minimum 500 PRV, getting your active frontline and your minimum GWV, then you're not getting paid. You're not getting bonus. You're still only getting paid on only yourself. You doing that, taking a non-sponsoring role, if you do not want the responsibility of doing that, if you don't want the responsibility of leading, and that is okay, nothing is wrong with that. It doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that maybe you stepped into leadership and 1, you weren't ready, 2, you changed your mind, you don't want it, 3, you don't have time anymore and you don't care for it. It makes it, to me, it's more respectable to do that than to go ghost and then kind of just show up whenever you want. You confuse your team. We confuse our teams when we do that. We show them that this isn't a serious business when it is. People are making 6-figure incomes in this business. And they can too, but maybe the impression that we're giving off doesn't feel that way. What happens when you take a non-sponsoring role is your team rolls up to your sponsor. So let me see who's on here. Frances. I'm not saying she's going to do this. I'm just using her as an example. So say Frances says, you know what, Rhea, I don't want to sponsor anymore. I kind of just want to do my own thing. And I want to not worry about anybody else. Okay, no problem, girlfriend. Thank you for letting me know. Call Scentsy. Let them know. Frances's team will roll up to me.
See, there's always a catch.
Okay, and that is going to untie my hands. And here's what I mean by untie my hands. And this is what I said earlier. People are scared to step on toes right now. I am getting messages, hey Rihanna, I want to reach out to this person, but they're not on my team, but I know their sponsor isn't present. I've messaged their sponsor, they've ignored me, blah, 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 as you can imagine. You are untying, Frances is untying my hands to now I'll be able to reach out to her team. Now, if you have a person on your team that is not working, is not responding to you, has voiced that they don't want to reach out anymore and don't want to do it, that is also your green light. However, you do need to have a conversation with them, just like we're having right now. Like, okay, hey Frances, let me ask you a question. I know you've been super busy. I know things are kind of crazy. Do you need help with your team? If you don't need help with your team, what can we do to get you working with your team again? And if she's kind of like she doesn't want to, that's where we step in and we say, okay, I'm going to work with your team. But let me ask you this. Do you still want this? Because if you don't, it's okay. It's 100% okay.
But it's her business. So why are you butting in? Because this isn't a pyramid scheme and it's a legitimate business. Why do you have any interest in why she's not leading her team and growing her team?
That gives the freedom for myself or for you to be able to work with that team or that group of people without feeling like you're stepping on toes or overstepping boundaries. And to be quite honest, being the superstar director of this group, I have access to everybody in this group. However, I'm very careful how I maneuver because I don't want to give the wrong impression, but I do want those that want this as a business to feel supported and to feel seen and to feel appreciated, because we just had some people promote. Their sponsor didn't even know. Their sponsor didn't even shout them out.
The horror. Nobody shouted them out on Facebook.
Jerks.
How dare they?
Their sponsor, and this was an exciting moment for them. And we brag about this community. Oh, do you guys get shouted out when you promote? Do you get, yeah, they're not getting it, but they seen so-and-so get shouted out by their sponsor and celebrated when they hit 2,000 or when they promoted to lead or when they...
It's a fucking shout out. Does it come with a fucking $1,000 paycheck? It's a shout out on social media. Is it that serious? Not everybody is sitting around waiting to shout people out on social media all day, every day. Get a fucking grip.
I'm not asking for anything that Scentsy isn't requiring as leadership, but it's gone too far, too long. And this is our weakness in squad goals. And one thing I pride myself in is I've always been a leader that builds other leaders in every area. When I worked at Best Buy, I grew leadership. That was my thing. When I worked at Sears selling mattresses, I built leaders. In church, I mentored and discipled women and I built leaders. And for some reason, I'm failing you guys here. For some reason, it's not happening here. And I think it's because I've been tippy-toeing around the issue as not to offend anybody or hurt anybody's feelings, but it's so much more than that at this point. Christina said, my sponsor has way too much going on for my shout-outs, but I know she appreciates it because she's my BFF and we talk every day. She expresses it, so it works for me. To each their own. To each their own. Requirements of Scentsy are to feel encouraged, to make your people feel encouraged, supported, and training atmosphere. Okay? Yes, Francis says recognition is very important, it matters. And Selena said it's pretty hurtful. It is. If you don't want to be in leadership, it's okay to step out of it, but you have to call Scentsy. Don't wait months and months and months to just have it fall off.
She's really pressing hard on the shout outs. How is that productive?
You're only hurting the people that trusted you to join under you. If you're not sure how to get back going and you feel bad because you ghosted your team, you've been going through a lot, you just don't know how to get back into it in the state you are. You guys, I'm going through the worst hell of my entire 43 years of life, and I've been through some crap.
Here we go. Now it's the comparison game. Like, oh, you're going through a hard time? I've been through worse and I'm still here. That's bullshit. Everybody handles things differently. Everybody is different. It is very specific to the person who is going through whatever they're going through. Just because you went through a hard time and you still worked your Scentsy business, it doesn't mean everybody else is going to be able to do the same thing. Have several seats.
As a teenager, as a young kid, and this is worse. If you really want it, you will find a way through it. You have the support here. You have me. You have friends, Francis, Selena, all these people, Christina, that are here that make themselves available on the page to encourage, to uplift, to pray. You're not alone. You are not alone. So why are you making your team feel like they are? I say this with all due respect, and I say this with a heart because I know most of you guys in here. I've come to have conversations with you. We've met in person. We've texted. We've DM'd. We whatever. I see your life on Instagram. I see your life on Facebook, and all of you guys are great people, or most of you guys. I don't know all of you guys, but where's the breakdown? It's time to step into our leadership roles. If you need help, reach out to your sponsor. Ask them, how do I get back into leadership? How do I start today on day one a brand new leadership journey? It's never too late. Guess what? It's going to take humility, 100%. When I stopped doing the leadership page last year sometime, I was resentful. And I was like, they don't want it. They don't care. Nobody shows up. Why am I going to do it anymore? So I stopped. But guess what? There were the few. I think there were like 4 or 5 that still wanted it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to show up for those 4. Do not let what people do or they do not do discourage you from leading. Who cares if nobody shows up to your Zoom? Guess what? You freaking talk to yourself and you get that practice and you record it and then you upload it into your group and say, please watch at your earliest convenience. Guess what? You'll have 1 or 2 do that. Then that 2 turns to 4, and the 4 turns to 8, and the 8 turns to 16. But you have to come back with humility. My suggestion, if you've been ghost with your team, if you haven't been showing up, it's okay, Christina, we all do. But this is where, as leaders, we got to pull our own selves up, and that's why it's so important to have a good, solid support. A good, solid support team that we can message and be like, I'm struggling right now. I don't know what to do. I feel like giving up. And somebody that you can vent to, and it should be up. You should never vent down. You should.
I hope she didn't train the people that are on the receiving end of this phone call, because they're not going to know what the fuck to do. There are no steps on how to handle these situations whatsoever in the last 34 minutes of this leadership heart-to-heart. Nobody is getting anything from this, most likely, in my opinion, aside from feeling shame because they're apparently not leading right. Everybody's leading wrong. Everybody's doing it wrong. She's the only one doing it right.
Never vent to your team below you. Please don't do that. Vent up. Vent to your sponsor, vent to your director, vent to your star director, vent to your superstar director. Some of us, we have that relationship and we're able to do that. And you guys are able to call me and text me and I'm like, then freaking do it. Somebody just texted me right before I got on here and she was like, I'm overwhelmed. And she knows who she is. She's watching right now. I'm overwhelmed. I got to prioritize my life. I'm like, then do it. And we have that relationship. That's why it's important for you to build relationships within this community. That's why it's important that you are on this page, because you're able to see, for example, Francis says it's very discouraging, but you're right. It's about presence and will eventually happen when you're consistent regardless. Lena said, I literally have 2 that show and we communicate at least weekly, and that's enough. This is where real conversation happens. Nicole, I've clung to Gina and Jackie. I'm sure I annoy them at times, but they're rolling with me. This is the community as leaders that you need to be part of. You don't have to be on every single page. I'm not asking you to be present 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I am asking you to lock arms with your fellow leaders so that you don't feel alone, so that you have the courage and you have the resources to be able to turn and spill out into your team. I'm going to a retreat September 7th through the 10th in Blue Ridge, Georgia. I am close to being on empty as a leader, but I keep pouring into myself, keep training myself, keep encouraging myself, keep talking to my peers, keep going to the people that I know are going to support and give me the right advice so that I can keep going. Too many people's lives are in the balance, and you may not think, oh, it's just Scentsy, you're overreacting. No, I'm not. I talked to somebody 2 days ago that said she thanks God for her check going to be $250 because that is her grocery money for September. That in its entirety is her grocery money for 3 kids and herself. $250.
Okay. Cool. But that doesn't change the facts of what Scentsy is. And it is a multi-level marketing company. And in order to even make that much money, you have to either sell a ton of products and or have a large team under you, even to make that $200 some odd dollars. It's not something that's going to come so easy. The most that I would make on a regular basis, the average probably would be $47 a month, and that was if I sold anything that month.
And she was feeling discouraged, but she came on a live and she felt ready to go again, and she felt trained, and she started training herself, because when I mentioned something about what are you going to do about it, she was like, right, what am I going to do about it? What if I went ghost? What if I stopped showing up? How many lives does that trickle onto? And it's the same for you, and it's the same for me, and it's the same for Selena and Nicole and Francis, and who else is on here? I can't even see the names right now. Our lives are so much bigger than ourselves. Take your responsibility for what it is. If you don't want to sponsor anymore, please call Scentsy today and ask for a non-sponsoring role. Doesn't make you bad. It actually makes you not selfish.
It makes you not selfish. But also what she's leaving out is that these people who are going to take these steps, those consultants that person has recruited roll up. So they're likely just rolling up to her. The people she's talking to are probably the people who are going to have their teammates roll directly up to her. So no, they're not being selfish, but she is with this information, in my opinion, allegedly, of course. This is just a theory I made up, but it's a common theory that I've seen happen before.
If you're trying to hold on to something you don't want, why? If you're trying to hold on to something because you just don't want to give it up, because you work too hard to get it, then fix it. Work hard to keep it. Keep it alive, because guess what? What's not growing is dying. Exactly, Francis. And I wanted to come on day one because we're in a new season. The biggest season of Scentsy is fall, winter, holiday season. So when we sell the most, it's when we recruit the most, it's when we promote the most, it's when we make the most money. If you went ghost on your team, you're kind of nervous, don't know what to do, text them today and be transparent and say that. Hey team, do it one-on-one. Don't do a group message. It's less personal and it looks like, okay, I'm back now. Let's go, I'm back. No, this is my opinion. Do whatever you want. Message them one-on-one. Most of you don't have a group that it's going to take you 5 minutes to message one-on-one. And say, hey, Vanessa, it's Rihanna, just reaching out, day 1 of September. And I just want to take a second to apologize for not being as present as I feel I should have been. Life has been tough, but you know what? Scentsy matters to me, and you matter to me. And I'm so sorry that I haven't been present or haven't responded. But I'm here today, and I'm starting at day one. And I want to help you on your journey. As we walk together, let me know how I can help your journey. How can I help you? What do you need from me starting today? And then from there, when they join, you respond back to them.
It's called communication.
It's crazy, I know. When you text them and they text you back and they say, oh girl, you know what, I totally understand. Well, what I do need is, okay, great. If you don't know how to, don't be like, oh, I don't know how to do that, forget it. No, go freaking learn how to do it so that you have another tool in your belt and say, you know what, I don't have the answer to that, but you know what, let me find the answer. I don't know how to do that, but you know what, let's learn together. Let me find a training video on this and let's watch it together and let's learn it together. That shows humility. That shows trust. That shows integrity. There's things that people message me and I'm just like, you know what, I don't know actually. Oh, I'm not that good at that, but we can figure it out together. I'm not going to ghost them. And I'm not going to say, you know what, I'm not that good at it. You figure it out. I'll say, let's learn together. And it might be something that I don't freaking want to learn. Yes, Francis was on the live yesterday. You don't have, you guys, this heart to heart is literally that. It's not to condemn. It's not to point fingers. It's not to make anyone feel bad. It's to bring to light what our group is struggling with. We have so much potential, so many strong natural leaders, so many people willing to learn how to lead, so many humble souls, so many generous spirits. But there's a breakdown. And it comes from self-belief. It comes from self-discipline. It comes from self-encouragement or lack thereof. If you want to be a better leader, start today. If you have not planned to reach out to your team today, freaking do it today. You have the rest of the day to send a hello, how are you? Happy day one. What are your goals today? How can I help? If they ghost you, oh freaking well, you did your part. If all of your team ghosts you, that tells you, guess what? It's time to rebuild.
It's time to kick all those people to the curb and start hey girl messaging new people. Oh my God. What are we doing? And let's just remember the fact that in multi-level marketing companies, when they're recruiting, their first focus is friends and family. So likely she's just saying, the friends and family stopped working, get rid of them. Let's get new people on your team.
If one person responds, you pour your all into that one and you get to work on recruiting. We have that recruiting special this month. I need to build a whole new bench. I have a front line of 81 people, you guys. It was 96 last month. It's 81 now. That's how many people dropped.
The retention is a problem, and that's a lot of people. She's probably making bank on her team.
If I don't keep adding, that 81 is going to keep dropping. And then everything I worked my tail off for,
and that's why she's pissed, because all those people fell off. So she did lose a chunk of money.
Is going to disappear right before my eyes. I don't know about you, but wasting my time is the biggest pet peeve for me. And I know my entire livelihood depends on making sure that I keep building regardless of what's happening around me. I'm my backup plan. But it breaks my heart, and that's why I came on here, because it breaks my heart to see how many people are not leading. See how many people are not even getting their 500 in. And to look below their numbers, below their team, and see their teams have 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. And leader has 12 bucks. Leader has 12 active frontline and 12 PRV. They're alone. I don't like that. I don't like it. And I will reach out and help as much as I can. But this live is to try to get you guys to understand
They're alone because they're supposed to be owning their own business. This is so twisted. I feel like whenever they're talking about the business opportunity, which let's be real is most of the time, they're just constantly talking in circles and not making any sense. And everything they say cancels out the last thing they said. And it's just none of it ends up making sense in the end. And I really think that that might be how they're getting so many people to join, because the people are so confused. By the end of it, they're just like, okay, sure, I'll join. Maybe not all of them, but a good majority of them.
But this live is to try to get you guys to understand that this is a business. And some people may do it as a hobby, but if you're stepping into leadership, you are creating a business, whether you like it or not.
If you're stepping into leadership, you're creating a business. That's false. Just because you're in a leadership role doesn't mean you own a business in any sense, anywhere, in corporate, in MLM world, even in contractor world. If you're in a leadership position, it doesn't automatically mean you own a business. There are other things that have to happen for you to be owning a business. And one of those things would be having full control or majority of control over the company that you are claiming you own. But go off. Keep telling everybody that this is their own business.
That's why I'm saying, if you don't want to do it, take a non-leadership role, and that's okay, and you can just worry about your business.
But if they're in a non-leadership role, you're telling them to worry about their business, but you just told them that if you step into a leadership role, you're a business owner. See what I mean? See what we're doing here? Circles. I'm lost. Where have we gone?
Don't let your lack of care or concern or importance spill onto the people that are trying to build and trying to see a hope for this business, but they feel so alone because they don't know where to start. If you're a leader and you don't know how, go to my YouTube page. Can somebody pin that, please? Go to my YouTube page. There is trainings on how to onboard, how to run reports, how to have Facebook parties, how to have launch parties, how to have bingo parties, how to close an order, how to flip an order, how to make the most of your host rewards, those are tools that I took time of my life, and this is what I mean, and I don't just mean me, but I'm using myself as an example, where I took time out of my life to train on. Then when the training was over and everybody went to go do their own thing and be with their family and have dinner and do all the stuff, I sat at my computer. I waited for the training to download. I created an image on on Canva. Then I uploaded it to YouTube. Then I uploaded the video, waiting 10-15 minutes for the video to upload on YouTube. I did the title. I did the description. I uploaded it. I got the link and I shared it onto the leadership page. And I said, here, in case you didn't get to watch live, here's, everybody's already doing their own thing. This is why I'm saying we don't understand and sometimes take for granted the time of people just because we don't see behind the scenes.
She's like, do you see what I did for you? I uploaded that. I took the time, uploaded it, put the link. Y'all should be watching it and bow at my feet. She's twisting it to make herself look amazing. It's gross. It's just tacky, real tacky.
Your people may be working their butts off, yet you don't see it because you're nowhere to be found. And figure they should do it on their own because we're independent Scentsy. Yes, we are independent Scentsy, but once you step into leadership, you are now serving. You are now creating that atmosphere. Encouraging, uplifting, and providing a place of training. It's not your responsibility for their numbers. It's not your responsibility of the outcome. It is your responsibility to reach out to them, to communicate, to encourage them, to shout them out, to be present like that. That is Scentsy's standard of leadership. Once you hit director, that gets even higher of responsibility. And I know some of you guys are going for that, and I'm praying to God this fall it happens for you. This is a season to do it, and that's why I started on day 1 of September, because these are big promotion months, September, October, November. In order to build a strong team, you have to be a strong leader. I hope you guys listened with open hearts and open minds and your guards down. If you want to be mad at me, that's okay. You could be mad at me. That's not the intention. Just reality check. We have too many leaders in here not working and not leading from the front, and it has to stop. If you don't want the responsibility, call Scentsy, and that's okay. If you want the responsibility and you just want to get back into it, the only way to do it is just to do it. Okay, thank you, Francis. Yeah, posting it is fine. That's fine. If you need help, reach out to your sponsor, reach out to me. I'm here to help. Christina, be very careful with that.
She just keeps saying she's here to help. She's here to help herself, not you guys. Allegedly, in my opinion.
Be careful how you word it. But that's an awesome gesture, because she may need help. And I have people that step up into those roles when they know I'm having a tough time. They'll take over the page for that day, that week, whatever. Okay. Be mindful. We're working with real human beings, with real needs, with real hopes and real dreams. Don't be selfish. If you can't do leadership, then step out of it. It's okay. You could do it later, maybe, when you want, if you have more time. Okay. I love you guys. Happy day one. Let's freaking get the new teamies. Let's do all the stuff. Let's get some sales, get some new teamies. Let's build our leadership. I love you guys. I'm going to post a leadership training probably tonight, and then we'll go from there. Love you guys.
Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. That was a waste of everybody's time. It was a waste of her time. It was a waste of everybody's time. Nobody needed that training. But thank you for putting that training out there, because it was a great example of why MLMs are so ridiculous and don't make any sense when they say you own your business. Anyway, it's time for our palette cleanser. TikTok hates your bullshit.
A couple of weeks ago, I made this video talking about the dangers of the new movie Moana. And mamas, I'm here to say it again and emphasize it. Guard your little ones' hearts, okay? Mamas, the enemy is there to destroy. The enemy is there to lie. The enemy is going to make you think that this is a cute movie about a cute little girl that conquers a journey to find her ancestors, but it's just full of magic. Furthermore, a grown man that walks around with a little young girl, no shirt on, and full of tattoos is not something we need our kids to be seeing. In our family, we don't encourage tattoos because that would just ruin my girl's chances of getting married. And that's just gonna ruin my son's chances of getting a job. My 144-month-old baby, my 122-month-old baby, and my 48-month-old babies were devastated. They were so traumatized and scarred. Mamas, we truly need to be aware, stay alert, and have discernment. I'd be happy to have you join our circle prayer group where we're fighting real spiritual warfare, where we are fighting the real dangers of this world. Mamas, you know that the true way to life is our Father and Savior, baby daddy Jesus, and there is no other way. After watching that movie, my children weren't able to sleep for days. If you are also tricked into taking your kids to watch this movie, I encourage you to take a week of fasting and praying so you can reconnect with your Father and Savior, baby daddy Jesus. If you need anyone to pray with you, please reach out to me.
Baby daddy Jesus is wild. Anyway, that was obviously satire. It's a satire account. I did just go see Moana today. As a millennial, I'm embarrassed saying this, but Moana is my all-time favorite Disney character ever of all time. Moana 2 was great. I still like the first one better, but if you haven't seen Wicked, go see that first. Must see. So good. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me while I talk a bunch of shit, and I will see you in the next one.